What's going on, Jay? Sam Brisbane here with hoping you're all having a fantastic Monday. We have a great show coming up for you all today regarding the Russian Navy, mental health, your sports report with Charlie Marshall, and your daily announcements. Let's get into it, Jays. All too often, people forget that a small conversation can have a big impact, but I bet you didn't know that impact could be big enough to turn around the entire Russian Navy. Heading over to Cadence Breyer for more on this impactful story.
Irish fishermen turn around the Russian Navy. Good afternoon, Jays. I'm Cadence Breyer, here to report your top story for today. A small community on the southern tip of Ireland came to a halt when they heard the Russian Navy planned on docking there for a use of exercises spreading about 150 miles. These exercises would have involved the use of naval artillery and launching of rockets. The head of the fish production organization, Patrick Murphy, sat down with the Russian ambassador, Yuri Fitov, to discuss the subject. After a lot of thought, the ambassador finally said it was a gesture of goodwill with the aim not to hinder fishing activities. They politely turned around and found a new spot. Patrick was stunned as he quoted, "I'm shocked, really. You wouldn't expect the Russian nation to listen to a couple of fishermen. Doesn't it show that a simple little conversation can change things? It's huge. The power of words is a lot better than the power of the gun. I'm chuffed." Well, I definitely have to agree with you there, Patrick, and I think words speak louder than actions. In the end, the fish are safe, and so is the marina area in the Irish South. That's all the top story I have for you today, Jace. This has been Cadence Breyer for KLHS.
The Liberty High School's official Kintsugi Literary Magazine recently released their 2022 winter edition, with applications for the 2022 spring edition opening up today, with the theme being the butterfly effect. Students can submit fiction, creative nonfiction, photography, art, and poetry that fit the theme, with the link being in your email. Submissions close February 11th. Feel free to email Madigan Reynolds, Kaya Lynch, and Mrs. Cotter with any further questions about submitting or joining the staff. In other news, the 2022 LPS Virtual Diversity Festival is now officially available for viewing. A special thank you to Diversity Festival Committee members Josh Earhart, Emily Schmidt, Krista Peck, Jill Brock, and Dr. Precious Kurth for all of your hard work. The link to the virtual festival should also be in your email. The Liberty High School Orchestra has recently started a fundraiser involving Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day goodie bags, where you can purchase a bag to gift to a friend or yourself for $3 through an online link that can be found through your email. The bags include various romantic candies and a personalized note. Orders are due February 9th. Without further ado, let's head over to Charlie for your Blue Jays sports report.
Good morning, Jays. I'm at the sports desk today to bring you guys your Blue Jays sports report. First off, Liberty versus Liberty North. On Friday, the Jays took on the Eagles at Liberty North, and to be quite honest, the Jays did not play great, as the JV boys, JV girls, and varsity boys all lost. So not the best night to be a Blue Jay. But to look at the positive, senior guard Bennett Sturts played one of his better performances of the year, posting 25 points, 7 rebounds with an assist to go along with it. Senior guard Luke Stubbs also played well as he hit 2 clutch threes late to keep the Jays in the game, but struggled and missed playing time due to cramping. Ultimately, the Jays lost by a score of 45-48. Moving to the women's side, they also lost with the score being 31-38. Junior Natalie Hill led the Jays, scoring with 9, and junior Olivia Tinoco finished with 8. Moving to some positive news, the Jays wrestling took first in the 20th annual George Hoover Invitational, and the women's wrestling team took second. Now on to Sunday. On Sunday, the Chiefs took on the Bengals in the AFC Championship. The Chiefs took a 21-10 lead at halftime and looked great. And then they came out of the tunnel and simply forgot how to play football. And it took a late Patrick Mahomes-led drive to get them in position to kick a game-tying field goal. In overtime, they won the coin toss and did not get a single yard. Patrick Mahomes threw a pick downfield, and the Joe Burrow-led Bengals marched into field goal range with ease, where kicker Evan McPherson kicked the game-winning field goal. And just like that, the Chiefs' season was over. A very disappointing finish to a season with lots of ups and downs. That's all I have for you guys today. This has been Charlie Marshall signing off from KLHS.
Good afternoon, Jays. Happy Monday. Speaking of Mondays, here on KLHS, we are introducing a new segment called Mental Health Mondays, where we will dive into different mental disorders to inform and create awareness for mental health. Today, we're going to talk about ADHD and ADD. While the two are very similar, they are not quite the same. ADD stands for Attention Deficit Disorder, and ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, meaning those with ADHD tend to have a bit more hyperactive traits to them. A common misconception of ADD and ADHD is thinking that it's just easily distracted and fidgety and that's it. But really, that's only one part of the disorder. The symptoms of ADD and ADHD that are really not talked about are racing thoughts, impulsivity, frustration, low tolerance, poor planning and organization skills. But that's not all. Those with ADD or ADHD each react differently, which is why it is unique and it's sometimes hard to diagnose. In fact, according to the CDC, while 13% of boys are diagnosed with ADHD, only 5.5% of females are diagnosed with ADHD. Female diagnosis is commonly missed because they are labeled as chatty or drama queens when they were young. This stereotype has masked the symptoms of ADHD, causing a lot of girls to wonder why they feel so much different than everybody else. Now, having ADHD and ADD isn't all bad. In fact, there are some superpowers like exceptional problem-solving skills, higher creativity, elevated empathy, a sense of humor, and laser focus on hyperfixations and some insane multitasking skills, showing that in a way, ADHD and ADD can be kind of cool. Remember that those affected can't always choose to focus or calm down, and it's just the way they're wired, and that's perfectly okay because chances are your friends are really trying hard. Do your research and become correctly informed, and maybe you'll find some really cool things about the brain and you'll learn something about yourself or your friends that might put some things into perspective. Be patient and be kind, Jays, because you never know who is struggling on the inside. For now, I'm Claire Hamilton for KLHS, and this has been your first Mental Health Monday.
It looks like we've reached the end of our show, so please do stand for the pledge. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. From KLHS, this has been Sam Bruisman, Caden Spryer, Charlie Marshall, Claire Hamilton, and the rest of our amazing staff and production crew. Have an amazing Monday, Jays.